Sorry about that. So yeah, a bit of a, I think, crossroads, you could say, for me right now. I'm having to choose whether or not I want to commit to this further, which again means I would have to scale everything up in order to accommodate new viewers and, you know, a rotating game schedule and all that fun stuff. I think I have the pants for this set of armor. So yeah, I've got to decide to do that, or be a bit more proactive in finding a job and really, you know, putting my nose to the grindstone to find a full-time job rather than like working McDonald's 10 hours a week, because I do need the hours to do that. But yeah, of course that would be a whole effort to do that. I would have to find a job that is relatively local, that pays well, and gives me good hours, and is something that I can actually do without training, which is not easy to find at all. So I'd have to do that. Or, alternatively, I can find a part-time job for summer, stop doing this, pay off my college debt, and then go back to college in either fall, in August, or in winter, in January. 2026, I mean. Either September and August this year, or, you know, January of next year. So those are kind of my, I would say, my three big options in life right now. Granted, I am looking for a part-time job anyways while I do this, because I still need the money, and it would be nice to pay off my debt anyways, so I don't have to worry about that later. And if you're curious why I have to pay off a debt before I return to school, and I can't just, you know, go to a different school or go to that school anyways and like get a job to work it off or something. The way the school works, for whatever reason, I'm not sure if this is the whole system in California for, you know, UC schools, but my school, for whatever reason, they were like, well, you didn't pay your certain fees before you moved out, so we're going to charge you those fees, and if you don't pay those fees, then you're not eligible to enroll again and resume your studies, and you can't go to any other UC school either. Because I've tried to apply for other UC schools, but they told me I was ineligible because of my debt. And my grades, actually, for that matter. So they said once you pay off your debt and you up your grades, then you can, you know, head to any other school, basically, and transfer. But as of right now I'm not eligible. So, in the interest of that, again, I do need to pay off that debt as early as possible if I want to return to school. But that's kind of what I mean when I say I have a choice. Because I could always just not go back to school and just kind of pay off my debts over time with normal payments, you know, like a graduate would do normally. So that's definitely an option. I suppose maybe I could just start over again with my studies. I could apply as a new candidate for a school and see about just applying as a new student and restarting my studies all over again, which would be pretty devastating because I was in my 5th year, I think. Yeah, I was in my 5th year. I only had one more GE credit to finish. I was taking a French class for my foreign language. So I would just have to restart everything there. Of course, restart my majors, which I was also almost done with those. So yeah, that could be an option, I think. Or again, just, you know, pay off my loans like normal, and then, you know, resume life as a post-college adult. Which is pretty crazy, because again, I spent almost 6 years there, and I almost got my degrees, but whatever. These torches are not even in the slightest, but that will work for now. I'll just put some campfires down. Or I guess I could also go to a trade school. I forgot about those. Or, you know, like any other kind of privatized education. Like, you know, you always see ads online for like programming schools, or like sometimes I see ads for like video game development workshops and stuff like that, and, you know, dedicated classes for those things. So I could always, you know, use my part-time job money and, you know, pursue something like that. Just because why not? But yeah, right now I'm in a bit of a bind between all these different options. And at the moment, it seems like doing this and sticking with this is probably the most promising thing I can do for myself. I could stick with this, I could develop the channel and everything in my community. I can earn money in the meantime doing this. I could pretty much just stay at home and work from home. I could learn how to edit. I could learn other new skills, you know, that have to do with video production and all that stuff, which I think would be fun. Learning how to write more professionally, I guess, if I make video essays. So I do think this is a good creative endeavor for me. The only thing is that it's going to take a while to get it off its legs, which is annoying. But I guess that's the price I have to pay for a, like, a relatively cushy job like this. I can stop doing this and just look for a job, which is not even guaranteed to happen. Or find a little job, like a fry cook job, pay off my debt, and then go back to school for however long, probably like a year or two at most. So yeah, I've got my options cut out for me, I think. I probably won't talk about all that too much going forward, because, I mean, y'all don't really need to know the ins and outs of all my, you know, personal affairs and everything, but I don't really mind sharing where I'm at right now. I don't really mind that at all. It's fine. Alright, so I think we're ready for our first attempts at the boss. Not sure there's anything else we can really do for the preparation of the arena. All we have here is this corruption effigy, which we can just move over there if we want to. And then we have our buffs that we can put on. So what do we have? We have archery, magic power, thorns, and then all these, which which we can combine later once we find some more heavy food, I guess, or like well fed, or like big food, major food, I think it's called. Anyways, we can find that eventually. But let's go ahead and try this boss. And if it's ridiculously hard, then, you know, we'll go on and find something else to do. Let's see. So he's a big old worm. He's real tricky to dodge. I have my mini-map open just so I can see him a little bit better. But he's still tricky to dodge. And I don't know what he does on death mode. I know on revengeance mode, there's a kind of second phase to the boss once you get to, I think, half health. But I don't know what he does on death mode, so I'm just gonna have to hold out until we get there. Yeah, it's just tricky to dodge. We'll try it a couple more times. Again, I don't really know if there's much we can do to improve our situation. Oh, actually, hold on. I think we could actually make balloons now, because we have the solidifier. I think we needed that to make the balloons, right? So if we have, like, a string, which we can make easily. Yeah, we can use gel and clouds to make balloons. So we can make a bundle of balloons on all of our characters. So I guess that is something we can do right now. How many balloons do we need then? Let's see, for the bundle of balloons, we need a cloud and a balloon, which I think we might have somewhere. We need a blizzard and a balloon, which we don't have. Sandstorm and a balloon, which we don't have. Looks like Lucky Horseshoe and Aerialite, but there's also this alternative recipe that doesn't have Aerialite. So I'll just go for this one to see if we can make this one. Is it setting right? Is the sun setting right now? I'm gonna harvest my Fire Blossom. Yeah, there we go. So let's see, what do we need? We need gel, we need to go get some clouds, and we need to make some more string, which we could do with cobwebs. Oh yeah, I can't favorite stuff while it's in the chest. Alright, well let's go ahead and do that. We can get some more clouds pretty easily with a gravitation potion. Yeah, we have some here. And we can make more string here. So we need at least 2 different balloons for this character, which means we would need 3 for the first loadout, and another 3 for the third loadout. Okay. And if I remember correctly, we need 5 clouds for each balloon. So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 clouds. It's pretty doable. And then 15 gel, which we have more than enough of. So let's just head over to our island here, which is actually near the snow biome. We'll just go up from there then. Now, as far as I remember, we can make everything else in the recipe pretty easily. The bottles, like the sandstorm in a bottle, we can make with glass and like some other stuff. You feel the evil presence watching you. Of course I do. And then I believe the... Oh, wait. No, this is different. Hold on. I was going for this island over here, but it looks like we found some loot. The first time we've done this. Okay, cool. I already have a horseshoe, so I don't really need that, but... It's cool, I guess. We did find some clouds, too, so... That is pretty helpful. And a new painting. Anyways, what was I saying? I think I was saying we can craft everything that we need. We can craft the horseshoes, we can craft the balloons, and we can craft the bottles. And then we just combine everything in the Tinker's Workshop. That should be fine. So let's see, how many balloons do I need? Do I craft them here? Oh, the solidifier. So we need, what is that, 6, 7, 8? 8 different balloons. And of course. Alright. Yeah, the game really wants me to fight this guy. Typically in vanilla, the boss progression... Well, the boss progression isn't really a thing in vanilla as much. There's not like a checklist like there is in this mod. But typically, the game will have you defeat this guy first because he keeps spawning like every other night, basically. So the tendency is to defeat this guy first, because the game forces you to. King Slime is still technically, I think, the easiest boss in the vanilla progression anyways. There's no other boss between them in vanilla, so it just goes King Slime, Eye of Cthulhu straight away. But of course, we have King Slime first on the mod, and then we had the Torch God, which is also in vanilla, but it's not really a boss. Like, you don't even have to do it at all. So you have that on the checklist. You've got the Desert Scourge, which is new. It's a new boss. And then I want to say the Eye of Cthulhu is after the Scourge. So we're pretty much like right there in terms of progression. But I think it's interesting that they padded out the early game so much, because it just doesn't... It's not like that in the vanilla. Anyways. So we need a bunch of horseshoe balloons, which means... let's see. So we need to make a bunch of horseshoes out of gold, which I think we do have enough of. Yeah. So we need 8 in total, and we have 2? No, actually we have more than that. We have 4. So we need 4 more. So we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, and 4. We can go ahead and craft these into what we need. We've got 8 balloons here. Oh. Maybe not. Do we need something else to make Oh, we need to make the bottles first. Right. Okay, so this is kind of a whole process. Alright. So we've got the balloons and the horseshoes. I think I just threw one away. That's my bad. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8 right there. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's all the other ones? I thought I made 8. Must have thrown 3 away then. Okay. Let's make 3 more, I suppose. Yeah, it looks like I have to make all the bottles before I combine them into the balloons, I think. Let's grab our clouds. We need 3 more balloons. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. These back. Let me see. Let me double check here. Okay, yeah, we can't make the horseshoe balloon until we make these balloons. So we need one of each of these bundles for our characters, which means we're going to need 3 of these, 3 of these, and 3 of these. Which means we would need 9 balloons, right? But we only have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where did I get 8 from? I don't know where I got 8 balloons from. We need 9 of them. That's fine. There's 9. And we need bottles. And I think this is the only bottle we have. No, it's not. We have we have 2 of these. Okay. We also did get a sky mill, which we can use for crafting. So, I don't know, I'll put that in the other neighborhood probably later. And a chest, which again we can put in the other neighborhood later. Alright. So, let's see. We do need another horseshoe, of course. And we need to find out how we can make those bottles. Try bottled water, or just glass bottles. Alright, what do you got? We need a cloud and a bottle. Oh, here they are, right here. Cloud and a bottle. Okay, more clouds and a harpy feather, or 2 harpy feathers, that's doable. Cloud, harpy feather, and snow, that is also doable. Cloud, harpy feather, sand, and antlion mandible. Very doable. Okay, great. So we're going to need 5 clouds for every bottle. And we're going to need basically 3 harpy feathers for every bottle. And then a bunch of snow, a bunch of sand, and a bunch of antlion mandibles. Okay. Well, let's grab our bottles first. So we need 7. We'll have 3 of these. 3 sandstorms. And 3 blizzards. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. And we need how many antlion mandibles per sandstorm? 3. So we need 9. means we're gonna have to go and get 4 more, or no, 5 more of these. Excuse me. We need 5 sand per bottle, which I think we just have in a chest somewhere. Nope, not enough. Well, we can go get enough right now. We need 5 sand, right? So 5, 10, 15. Okay. It's 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, that'll be enough for all those. We need cloud blocks, which we can go back up and get. I think we need 5 for every type of bottle. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 total. Okay. Also very doable. Let's go up here and grab a bunch of clouds off of this island right here. So that's going to be enough for that. We need snow, which I think we need 5 of again. For each bottle, I mean. So we need 15. Alright, there's that. We're going to need more antlion mandibles and more harpy feathers. We need 3 harpy feathers per bottle. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, which might be a bit tricky to gather, but let's try it. I'm not sure there's any other way to get harpy feathers besides just killing harpies. So maybe we should get a battle potion to come back here. Yeah, I don't know, maybe we should do that. So don't waste too much time up there. I don't have any in here, but I did have some in here, but I guess not. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and get our antlion mandibles. We need 5 of those. And just harpy feathers, I think. Battle potion, battle potion. Okay. Let's go get it.